Alright, so this is going to be a pretty simple tutorial on how to use the picks and bans and post-game stats thing. So I'm going to open up a thing. I'm just going to call this picks and bans. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to first add a browser source and call it picks and bans source. Change this to PnB.SmitePrime.com 1920 by 1080. Control audio via OBS and click OK. So next up, you're just going to click interact, hit 1920, whatever. The next thing you need to do is add an overlay, but before we do that, I'm going to show you some cool features. This is going to give you the default background. This is going to give you a way to put in custom background, and this gives Smite Prime background, but I don't know why you would use that. So pretty much, just go to imgur.com. If I can get it here. Let's say we want a Smite background. I'm just gonna find one real quick. Images. Just gonna save it. New post. Just gonna drag it real quick. Alright, uploaded. Then what we're going to do is copy image location, custom, and just put in the image URL and it'll show up. So I'm just going to go back to default real quick because I think it's ugly. So in this case, I'm going to use 5v5. So I'm just going to call it left team, right team. These are just the scores. This will change this entire thing to say versus rather than giving the scores. So to actually use this first, you obviously have your first ban phase, which is you just right click and it will do the animation for banning, and just type in a god and it'll pop up. Do the same thing with this. So I'm just going to use Achilles for all these examples. I'm also going to make this bigger because it's a little hard to read. Bacchus. So just right click, whatever, animate. So the pick phase is where it gets a little more interesting. You just click picks animate, let it do the animation, type in a god. So I'm going to say the first picked Artemis. Then you click picks animate again, and we have this button to sync up these animations. So instead of right clicking, you're going to click that for picks. I'm going to say Bacchus, Thanatos. And if you keep clicking this, it'll just show you the so it will be the next two, then it'll do one, then we're back onto ban phase, then we'll click picks animate, then we'll do the right side animation, then we'll go to the left two side, then we'll go to the last one on the right. The next thing we need to do is we need to cover this up, this center area. And to do that, in this thing there is overlays. Just download one of them, whichever it is. Add image. I gotta go through a lot to find it. I think it's somewhere in here. Picks and ban. No, that's not it. Oh, there it is. I think it's this one, default 2. For me, this is what it's called. Just hold down Alt. Make sure you're on this source. Crop it to this. Crop it so it's right outside the bands. And crop it down low so you get the scores. And that's it. It looks like there's nothing even there, and it hides the controls. And like I said, to use it, just right click interact, and that's not going to change anything on that screen. So that's how you use the picks and bans. And yeah.